Okay, Assalamualaikum. So, our group, which is Group 11, will present about the report that we have been studied and we've been interviewed about the businessman that we talk about. Okay, about class behavior entrepreneur. So, I will introduce about myself and my group. Okay, first, my name is Muhammad Amir Haziq bin Azmi, matrix number AT0A1499, and this is my fellow friends, which is Lokman Hakim, Nur Aina Fatini, Nur Nadia, and Nur Hikmah Fatimah. Okay, I proceed to next. Okay, today our group will give you information about the report that we have made, which is Bismillah Channel Restaurant. Okay. Okay, about the introduction. As an entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business bearing most of the risks and enjoying most of the rewards. So, as we see, entrepreneur is commonly seen as innovator, sourcing new ideas, good service, and business or procedures. As we also know, entrepreneur play an really important role, and it take a key role for any economy in this world. Entrepreneur will using their skills and initiative to be more creative to create product to customer, which is people can use it on daily life. It is important to the entrepreneur to produce a good product which can lead them to become successful. About the entrepreneur, with their product, they can make the economy become more growth, and they can take the opportunities to become more successful. So to become entrepreneur, they must take any risk to success. So entrepreneur can create social change in this world and mostly to the people in this world. So I will proceed to my friends and give you information about the business that we gonna give you information about.
Entrepreneur background. Name Muhammad Zakaria bin Abdurrahman. Age 55 years old. Born on 12th January. Education background. Study at India in mathematics and account. Business experience. He has a lot of experience because he followed his father when he's still child. He has own strategy to make his customer loyal with him. Family background. He was married with Puan Kadiramal. His wife had Mr. Zakaria to manage Bismillah Chandoi. They have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. Mr. Zakaria has 7 siblings and 3 of them already passed away. Next. When he start his business. He start his business when he taking over from his father because the brothers has died and he was the heir of Bismillah Chandol. Taking over Bismillah Chandol in 2015 when Bismillah Chandol was operating by the Taipei Perak. At first, managed by Mr. Zakaria, was smoothly and no problems. At the time, Bismillah Chandol was the famous chandol because get a review from a bot TV show. Any business has up and down. Also, Bismillah Chandol, large loss because lack of customer, and Bismillah Chandol forced to close because of COVID-19 and will reopen when situation back to normal. Next, the fac- the factor for lead the creation of business. A good feedback by customer we can see at Google review from customer. Attitude, always be a good employer. Self-motivated, always positive minded. Mm, Entrepreneur must have a target, because if we have a target, we know that the business will success. I will pass to my friend. Thank you.
The next is company background. Every company has their own background when it started. Company background is important for us to know. It is because from the company background, we can know the entire story about the company, like from where the entrepreneur get the idea to name the company, what kind of business he or she running, who the target's customer are, and how many employees does he or she have. The first one is name of the company. Name of the company is Bismillah Chendol. Was inspired by a tree named Bismillah. The idea of the name exists when the first owner, Mr. Abdurrahman, which is the late father of Mr. Zakaria, started to sell chendol under a Bismillah tree. Next is the next is what type of business is he or she running, and in what industry. The business run by Mr. Zakaria is food business, which is a restaurant. He sells chendol as the main menu. This business is involved in the food and beverage industry. The third point is who are the target customer. The restaurant attract the interest of the entire multiracial local community such as Malay, Chinese, and Indian. This restaurant targets a wide range of customers regardless of age. The average customer who visits this restaurant is from the age of 6 to 50 years old. This restaurant is also a restaurant that is the focus of tourists from abroad. The fourth point is how does he or she runs the business. Mr. Zakaria took over the business of this Bismillah restaurant due to his father's will. His, he has run the business for almost 4 years since 2016. He ran the business with the help of his family. This business is the hereditary business of Mr. Zakaria family. Mr. Zakaria managed the business with the knowledge he learned throughout following his father's business for 9 years and his experience as a general manager for 12 years. And last but not least, how many employees does he have or she have? In Bismillah Chandor, they have 4 employees who have served for almost 20 years. The 4 of them are Indian Muslim, or better known as Mama. The salary they get every month is RM 1,200 ringgit. They are the best worker there and have a good experience in making chendol, pasembo, and other foods. For Mr. Zakaria, these 4 employees are the best employees he has ever had. His relationships with his employee is very good and close like a family. That's all for me. And I will pass to my friends. Thank you.
I will talk about the entrepreneur before starting the venture. First point is working experience. He's worked as a general manager at mall in Sabah for 12 years. After that, he opened a first restaurant in Taipei but failed. Second point is role model. Mr. Zakaria role model is own father. It is Abdul Rahman. Because his father always think and show a positive side to his workers, so that his positive vibe can effective affecting all employees. The second reason is always care and take responsibility for all employees. Don't have a favoritism with the employees. That's why Mr. Zakaria make his own father as a role model. The third point is entrepreneurial activity. Mr. Zakaria always think how to make a new product and make a change for a few products. Then he always learn about anything in surrounding, include employees and customer. Intention of being an entrepreneur. Mr. Zakaria give attention since 16 years old, but don't have a chance to become an entrepreneur, so he has to wait until come back to Taipei. The last point is parent backgrounds. His father was an Indian Muslim. In Malaysia, we can see all Indian Muslims like most to like an entrepreneur in the last point is parent background. His father was an Indian Muslim, also his mom. A few family members was at India, so that if have celebration, he must go to India to celebrate with his family. That's all for me, and I will pass to my friend now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I will proceed about part E, which is entrepreneur at the time he start the venture. To become an entrepreneur at this stage, most of them has obstacle to become a successful entrepreneur, such as like when he began start the process of learning, etc. In this context, a restaurant that has given name is Bismillah Cendol. The origin of Bismillah Cendol is come from her grandfather, which is from the past generation of his family to pass down from her father, which he took the responsibility to take over the family business. He continued to run this business because he said it has a potential to become known by all the people. Okay, the primary motivation to start up. Mr. Zakaria, which is the owner of Business Channel, has started his business because of his background family business. When he was young, he helped his family business just to make sure this business restaurant runs smoothly. He also helped such as take orders served to customer, and he used to work at mall just to make sure he has the experience and want to prove to his friend that he can be more successful. At that time, his spirit become businessman become more high. Okay, the goal that he set and resource of food. He want to open more restaurant shop and make sure this restaurant be known by others. Before he start Bismillah Cendol, he has become manager at some shops at Sarawak for about 12 years. From the 12 years become manager at Sarawak, in 2016, he decided to come back to his home at Taiping, Perak to run the Bismillah Cendol restaurant. With his experience, he can smoothly make a right decision to make the restaurant become successful. Okay, by the resources of the food, he used palm sugar, granulate sugar, and salt. And he also used pandan, coconut milk, flour, and ice. So this material is used to make a channel to become more delicious. Okay, the networking that Mr. Zakaria used is he has opened another shop which is Arosia restaurant, and the concept that he used just like Restaurant Mama. The Bismillah Cendol restaurant that he worked for used as grocery shop concept, which is people can drop off while enjoying the cendol. He also have business online that could help him to gain more financial stability so he can pay out the salary to his workers. And lastly, early stage of business and plan. By that time, he used to be bankrupt by 1,000 ringgit and he feel unmotivated. The support of his family has made Mr. Zakaria doesn't give up. So a lot of challenging at the moment that he has been through has up and down, and the mistake that he made makes him becomes more careful in making any decision. For him, the person who learns from mistakes can be more successful in future. He want to become better person in reality, and all the hard working that he worked for has benefit in future. So the experience that he used while he at a young age, he used it to this restaurant Bismillah Cendol to become more successful. So about the next information, I will pass to my friends. Thank you.
While compelling Mr. Zakaria's storyline come in many startup and coming up, the hardship linking to ensure Bismillah Cendol is continued. In addition, customers do attract due to the low price of the cendol. From the storyline, what we learn from Mr. Zakaria is to be patient and determination. Honestly, what we know that Bismillah Cendol is come from the war generation. They face many challenges and circumstances in every aspect, which is having a lot of loss, especially during the rainy day and during this pandemic. Second, what we learn from Mr. Zakaria is to be a people person. As we know, if we want to become a businessman, businesswoman or entrepreneur in one day, we must become humble to relate to others. This attitude able to build a good relationship with others with different races, and Bismillah Cendol has shown that attitude. There are praise that shows that food can unite the nations. The key of success from Mr. Zakaria for us to learn is start working from the young age. Took part in every working world, no give up, discipline, have a good manners, have a good education grade. Have a good education grade for a better future. Mr. Zakaria also teach us to working since our young, can teach us to be disciplined at time, has skill and handling people. Well manners is a fairness of purpose in spite of any obstacles, difficult or failure along the way. Mr. Zakaria also teach us to be persistent no matter what is stand our way. Mr. Zakaria has faced so much loss in the first start of Mama's store, but the second Mama's restaurant has much better than before. This quality has shows that Mr. Zakaria is a person of workaholic. The quality that shows that the reason we choose the title as our entrepreneurial profile project.